Hi, you're on the Alice Reddit Stories channel. Subscribe to my channel as well as to my Facebook, the link is in the description. Enjoy watching. Longtime struggler with trust, insecurity, and jealousy here. I am, and have been, working on it. I'm in therapy, and have been for 6 months. Thankfully, I have never been controlling, it more so comes out as reassurance seeking, questions, and a lot of on my own rumination. My boyfriend Alex, 20M, and I have been together a year. The relationship is really strong and I love him dearly. I really want to make it work for as long and as much as I can. I try my hardest to trust him even when I find it very difficult because of my past issues. Alex has been gentle towards my issues, although he doesn't quite understand them as he is not a jealous person at all. It can be very hard to get him to get it. We're also both very stubborn. We have had 2 slightly heated discussions about it, amongst countless good ones, but not full-blown arguments. He does tell me often how he loves me, would never betray my trust, and so on, which is nice. The other day I asked Alex about the early stage of our relationship, our first 3 months together. We had agreed to be monogamous, but did not use the term boyfriend/girlfriend yet. I asked if he did anything such as cuddling up to friends. At one point in our relationship I made it clear I was not okay with platonic cuddling, but I was talking about prior to that, what his boundaries with other people had been like. He told me he had not cuddled or kissed or been with anyone other than me, even in the early stages of our relationship. He then said the worst thing I've done, in those first few months, is go tops and tails with Samantha. That's the most I've done. Meaning, the worst he's done is very little and nothing romantic. Samantha, 20F, is a friend of his who I don't have the best feelings towards. She has a flirtatious way of speaking with everyone around her. As Alex puts it, she's just like that, including people who are taken like Alex. Alex does not respond flirtatiously to her as far as I know. I'm aware Alex finds her hot, he told me as much, that led to one of the aforementioned heated discussions. He attempted to make me feel better by talking about how she had the same body type and confident personality as me, an attempt which almost humorously failed and in fact made me feel much worse. In that discussion, he also mentioned she has personality/interpersonal issues that made him not want to date her, and that she has cheated on some of her past boyfriends. Basically, that even if he were not dating me, he wouldn't be with her. Alex and Samantha also had sex after a party once. It was apparently awkward and unfinished and generally not great. It happened about 2 years ago, before Alex and I even met as friends. Alex says Samantha has absolutely refused to bring it up or talk about it since then, so he has also left the topic alone, and they have reverted to being exclusively platonic since then. Back to the original story. Tops and tails, if you don't know, means 2 people sharing a bed, where one has their feet pointing where the other has their head, and vice versa. Samantha and Alex did this one night after a party where there was no other option as to where to sleep, except the floor. As Alex retells the story, which is my only source, they didn't touch or do anything else except talk a bit about their lives, and then go to sleep. I'm upset over this, and don't know how to proceed. If it really is as Alex retells it, then nothing romantic or sexual happened, so no cheating. But even if that's true, I still feel a deep discomfort with it, because of their overall friendship/relationship. Regardless, it also happened 9 months ago, and I have no other evidence or instances of Alex betraying me or my trust in any way. And of course, if it was not as Alex retells it and did include more, then I have no way of knowing that, or the other option, for certain. I don't know what to do. The past 2 months, due to a variety of reasons, have been really hard on me and our relationship, and I feel like I'm going kind of crazy. I've talked to friends and family and received advice all over the place: break up immediately, just talk to him, get over it, etc., etc. I feel like it will continue nagging at me if I don't bring it up, but I've also received all the details about it, and I wonder if it's my deep insecurity/jealousy poking its head up again. TLDR, my boyfriend shared a bed with a female friend early on in our relationship. According to him, nothing beyond platonic happened. The situation still makes me uncomfortable. How do I work through my own feelings and the situation as a whole? I know, don't ask questions you don't want answers to. But I legitimately thought that I was going to be told that I am his best sexual partner. I was honest with my boyfriend that he is the best sexual partner I've ever had, and I assumed he would say I was his. He instead said that I'm up there, and when I pressed him, he eventually admitted that I wasn't the best he's had. When I became really upset, he told me he was just being honest and didn't want to lie to me. I suggested he should have given me a white lie. Don't forget to support my channel by subscribing, thank you. Even if it's the truth that someone else was a better sexual partner, what purpose is it to tell your current partner that? It's like if I told my boyfriend that an ex of mine was more attractive than him, even if that was true, why would I say that? I eventually bit the bullet, understanding that I can somewhat appreciate that he was honest with me. I asked what I could improve, and what he was into sexually. He answered that he didn't feel comfortable telling me that information, not because he has weird fetishes, but because he's concerned that I'm going to react negatively to what he'd share. He said he wanted to tell me when he felt more comfortable, and said I could ask this question again in 3 months. I don't know what's so significant with those 3 months. I asked him how he would feel if I told him he wasn't my best lover, and didn't want to tell him what I'm into. He claimed that learning that wouldn't bother him and he would respect that I didn't want to tell him that information. Well, if that's true, I can at least give him points for being consistent. He then told me if I really couldn't wait for him to feel comfortable sharing his preferences, I could do some online research on male anatomy to teach myself and experiment on him to see if he positively responds to anything. Which I feel like is more complicated and unnecessary than just communicating what he's into. He criticized my reaction to all of this, and said it wasn't a big deal, that I'm crying about something really small and unimportant. He also said that it should be good enough that he considers me as a pretty great sexual partner, and I shouldn't care about being the best. Maybe I shouldn't care so much, I know, but this is something that's been ruminating in my head constantly. My brain doesn't really know what to do with this information because I'm not being told how to be a better partner for him. I want to at least try then fail, not fail at the start. He's now insisting that I don't need to improve anything because I'm a good enough partner, not a bad one. My brain keeps telling me that doesn't make sense to me. Of course there's something I'm not doing right if he was so open to tell me that I'm not his best partner. I'm really trying here. I've explained to him several times that it's hard coping with being told you're not the best sexual partner, while not being given any tips on how to become that. I don't even feel like being intimate with him because of these arguments. I don't understand why bother being honest with me if he's then going to withhold information on how I can actually be a better sexual partner. I need some guidance here. DRBF said I wasn't his best sexual partner, but won't tell me what I can do to improve. He said to wait at least 3 months for him to feel comfortable enough telling me. The situation I'm in really upsets me, but he's just criticizing my reaction to all of this. I know the title sounds stupid and silly, but I'll try to explain the situation fully. I've been with my BF for 2 years now, and about 7 months ago, he moved into my place due to his lease ending and me asking him to. Things were great up until his mom and sister deciding it was a genius idea to dump their dogs onto us. They didn't want the dogs anymore since they wanted a cuter breed. I was furious because I was and still am allergic to those breeds. I made it clear that I wasn't on board, but they still all decided it was all okay. They got new dogs and abandoned the other 2 dogs on us. They would piss and poop on the couch, bed, and even my computer chair. The windows are all scratched and so are the baseboards too. My home is now ruined thanks to them. Oh, and what did my BF do? Nothing. I was the one buying the dogs food and supplies. He just enjoyed their company, I suppose. This lasted for 6 months until I brought back their dogs to their place and left them there. I had to take 2 Benadryls in the morning before school, that way I wasn't sneezing or having the reddest eyes ever. It was a total shit show when I was around them, and my boyfriend didn't really think much, to be honest. The reason I let the dogs stay that much at our place was because my BF is a huge dog lover. He'd be the type to spend his entire work check just to make the dog happy. As for me, I grew up with a dog and she was an amazing dog. But she was actually trained and stayed outside because she was a working dog on the ranch. Ever since I took the two dogs back to their rightful owners, my BF hasn't been the same, and I understand but also get very frustrated. I'll explain why now. My boyfriend is extremely addicted to nicotine and weed. Don't forget to support my channel by subscribing, thank you. He spends about $200 to $275 monthly on that BS ever since the dogs left. The first thing he acknowledges is his vape in the morning. When he's in the shower, he hits it in between too. My God, even when we had sex, he hit it too. Same thing goes with his wax as well. Before heading to work, he fixes himself a couple hits. When he gets home, he does it too. Before eating together, oh wait, I'll be right back. Where does he go? He goes off and hits it. He tells me he is depressed and that he hates his life. I understand completely because I myself take depression meds and try my best to not fall into the hole. Just that the difference between him and myself is that I seek for help and I have to do literally everything and really never talk about my feelings due to him never listening. If I mention something he doesn't like, he walks away and locks himself in the bathroom. When he comes out, I try to finish the conversation and again, goes to the bathroom and takes a shower. He doesn't even shower tbh. He just turns the hot water and lets it run to avoid talking to me. Another thing that makes me really sad is the lack of intimacy we have. We're both in our early 20s and probably have sex a few times a month. I have a really high sex drive, meaning if it was up to me, I'd love to have intercourse 2+ times a day. As for him, I drive him to work. I pick him up from work. I buy the groceries. I buy the toilet paper. I put the toilet paper roll on the handle. I clean the house. I literally even have to pay for the gas and pump my own too. I will say he gives me some money sometimes, but it's probably around $100. He works at a retail store and does about 20 hours a week at $11 an hour. I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but it's just not enough. I cover 80% of the bills. I cover car needs cost. I fix the car when there's problems. I fix the house if there's a leak or anything like that. I cover, for God's sake, the damn shampoos and toilet paper. I am so fucking tired of it all. I was going to the local university up until September. I dropped out because it got too expensive and couldn't even afford to get notebooks and textbooks. I cried my eyes out that night because of what I did. I am so stupid to even have done that, and for why? 'Cause the guy I live with does the shit he does. I've tried to leave him multiple times, but he doesn't let me and stops me. He's never hit me or anything like that, but he has told me some really hurtful stuff that has ruined my self-esteem. My close family, mom and 3 older brothers, live over 2,000 miles from me, so I can't just leave so easily. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel. There are many interesting articles ahead.